that will never be. I fear our happiness is at the height.
They do me wrong, and I will not endure it. Who is it that complains unto the king? That I, forsooth, am stern and love them not. By holy Paul, they love his grace but lightly, that fill his ears with such dissentious rumors, because I cannot flatter and look fair, smile in men's faces, smooth, deceive, and cog, duck with French nods and apish courtesy. I must be held a rancorous enemy. Cannot a plain man live and think no harm, but thus his simple truth must be abused with silken sly insinuating jacks?
To who in all this presence speaks your grace?
To thee, thou hast nor honesty nor grace. When have I injured thee? When have done thee wrong? Or thee, or any of your faction? A plague upon you all. His royal grace, whom God preserve better than you would wish, cannot be quiet, scarce, a breathing while, but you must trouble him with lewd complaints.
Brother of Gloucester, you mistake the matter. The king, on his own royal disposition, and not provoked by any suitor else, aiming belike at your interior hatred, that in your outward action shows itself, against my children, brothers, and myself, makes him to send, that he may learn the ground.
I cannot tell. The world has grown so bad that wrens may prey where eagles dare not perch. Since every jack became a gentleman, there's many a gentle person made a jack.
Come, come. We know your meaning, Brother Gosler. You envy my advancement and my friends. God grant we never may have need of you.
Meantime, God grants that we have need of you. Our brother is imprisoned by your means, myself disgraced, and the nobility, held in contempt, while great promotions are daily given to ennoble those that scarce some 2 days since were worth a noble.
By him that raised me to this careful height, from the contented hap which I enjoyed, I never did incense his majesty against the Duke of Clarence, but have been an earnest advocate to plead for him. My lord, you do me shameful injury, falsely to draw me in these vile suspects.
You may deny that you were not the mean of my Lord Hastings' late imprisonment.
She may, my lord, for...
She may, Lord Rivers. Why? Who knows not so? She may do more, sir, than denying that. She may help you to many fair preferments, and then deny her aiding hand therein, and lay those honors on your high desert. What may she not? She may, aye, marry, may she.
What, marry may she?
What, marry may she? Marry with a king, a bachelor, and a handsome stripling too? I wish your grandam had a worser match.
My lord of Gloucester, I have too long borne your blood upbraiding and your bitter scoffs. By heaven, I will acquaint his majesty of those gross taunts that oft I have endured. I had rather be a country servant maid than a great queen with this condition, to be so baited, scorned, and stormed at. Small joy have I in being England's queen.
And lessened be that small, God, I beseech him, thy honor, state, and seat is due to me.
What, threat you me with telling of the king? Tell him, and spare him not. Look what I have said. I will avouch in the presence of the king. I dare adventure to be sent to the tower. 'Tis time to speak. My pains are quite forgotten.
Out, devil, I do remember them too well. Thou killedst my husband Henry in the tower, and Edward, my poor son, at Tewkesbury.
Here you were, queen, I, or your husband king. I was a pack horse in his great affairs, a weeder out of his proud adversaries, a liberal rewarder of his friends. To royalize his blood, I spent mine own.
Aye, and much better blood than his or thine.
In all which time you and your husband Grey were factious for the house of Lancaster, and Rivers, so were you. Was not your husband in Margaret's battle at St. Albans slain? Let me put in your minds, if you forget, what you have been here this, and what you were, withal what I have been and what I am.
A murderous villain, and so still thou art.
Poor Clarence did forsake his father Warwick, aye, and forswore himself, which Jesu pardon,
Which God revenge.
to fight on Edward's party for the crown, and for this meed, poor lord, he is mewed up. I would to God my heart were flint like Edward's, or Edward soft and pitiful like mine. I am too childish, foolish for this world.
Hie thee to hell, for shame, and leave this world, thou Cacodemon. There thy kingdom is.
My lord of Gloucester, in those busy days, which here you urged to prove us enemies, we followed then our lord, our sovereign king. So should we you, if you should be our king?
If I should be, I had rather be a peddler. Far be it from my heart the thought thereof.
As little joy, my lord, as you suppose, you should enjoy were you this country's king. As little joy you may suppose in me that I enjoy being the queen thereof.
As little joy enjoys the queen thereof, for I am she, and altogether joyless. I can no longer hold me patient. Hear me, you wrangling pirates, that fall out in sharing that which you have pilled from me. Which of you trembles not that looks on me? If not that I am queen, you bow like subjects, yet that by you deposed, you quake like rebels. Ah, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Foul, wrinkled witch, what makest thou in my sight?
But repetition of what thou hast marred, that will I make before I let thee go.
Wert thou not banished on pain of death?
I was, but I do find more pain in banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and a son thou owest to me, and thou a kingdom, and all of you allegiance. This sorrow that I have by right is yours, and all the pleasures you usurp are mine.
The curse my noble father laid on thee, when thou didst crown his warlike brows with paper, and with thy scorns drewest rivers from his eyes, and then to dry them gavest the duke a cloud, steeped in the faultless blood of pretty Rutland. His curses then, from bitterness of soul, denounced against thee, are all fallen upon thee, and God, not we, hath plagued thy bloody deed.
So just is God, to right the innocent.
Oh, 'twas the foulest deed to slay that babe, and the most merciless that e'er was heard of. Tyrants themselves wept when it was reported. No man but prophesied revenge for it.
Northumberland, then present, wept to see it.
What, were you snarling all before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat, and turn you all, your hatred now on me? Did York's dread curse prevail so much with heaven, that Henry's death, my lovely Edward's death, their kingdom's loss, my woeful banishment, should all but answer for that peevish brat? Can curses pierce the clouds and enter heaven? Why then give way, dull clouds, to my quick curses. Though not by war, by surfeit die your king, as ours by murder to make him a king. Edward, thy son, that now is Prince of Wales, for Edward our son that was Prince of Wales, die in his youth by like untimely violence, thyself a queen for me that was a queen. Outlive thy glory like my wretched self. Long mayst thou live to wail thy children's death, and see another as I see thee now, death in thy right, as thou art stalled in mine. Long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. Rivers and Dorset, you were standers by, and so wast thou, Lord Hastings, when my son was stabbed with bloody daggers. God, I pray him, that none of you may live his natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off.
I've done thy charm, thou hateful withered hag.
And lean at thee, stay, dog, for thou shalt hear me. If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it till thy sins be ripe, and then hurl down their indignation on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. The worm of conscience still be gnawed thy soul, thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with a hell of ugly devils, thou elvish mark, aborted bruised hog. Thou that wast sealed in thy nativity, the slave of nature, the son of hell, thou slander of thy heavy mother's womb, thou loathed issue of thy father's loins, thou rag of honor, thou detested
Margaret.
Richard.
Ha!
I call thee thee not?
I cry thee mercy then, for I did think, thou hadst called me all these bitter names.
Why, so I did, but looked for no reply. Oh, let me make a period to my curse.
'Tis done by me and ends in Margaret.